everyone! If you saw my last video, you will know that I have been in my bed unwell with tonsillitis for, it was about 4 or 5 days. I had tonsillitis and just a whole lot of crap going on. I just got so ill, I got everything at once. And it actually came down really suddenly when I was in Waterstones in town. So I don't know what that says about my book buying antics of late. So yeah, I was cooped up in bed for days, couldn't film, like I couldn't sit up so I couldn't film, I couldn't talk because my throat hurt, and I couldn't even read. I was doped up on antibiotics and cocodamol, and obviously the codeine and the cocodamol just makes you sleep, and I just slept. Poor Cameron, bless his heart, he came down like 2 or 3 times. He was with me the day I was sick, and then he came down 2 other times, and he just sat and like put cold flannels on my head for my fever and just sat and read while I slept beside him, and then filmed a video for you guys to fill in for me. So thanks Cameron, you're an absolute trooper, and I probably would have got better without you, but you made it more bearable. So yeah, I'm now back, and today I'm here with my July wrap up. First of all, it's late and it's kind of dark, so my lighting's kind of sucky, but I'm just excited to be able to be back and be making videos. I feel like I just look really pale and dead in this light. I'm still recovering a little bit, but I'm alive and moving and human. So yeah, I'm doing my July book haul. No, I'm not. I'm doing my July wrap up. And if you remember a couple of videos back, I have been in a massive reading slump, which is not fun. And then I bought a book. This book. Ooh! Arthur Conan Doyle's wanted to come too. I then bought The Nowhere Emporium by Ross Mackenzie because Ross came into work, and you know, I didn't really get much of a chance to speak to him, but one of my colleagues, Courtney, she got him to sign the book out to me. It's a 9 to 12 kids book, and I'm about halfway through. So far it is a mix of Doctor Who, Mr. Magorium's Magic Emporium, and what did the other kids say it was like? Harry Potter. It's magical, it's a shop that appears like out of nowhere. It's only there for like 1 day or so, and it travels through time. And there's an orphan boy who ends up coming into the shop in Glasgow and gets whisked away, and it's just kind of the story of this emporium. And it's brilliant. And I read it, I bought it, was reading it, got halfway through it, was excited to read it the next day, but the day I read it and got to this page, I fell sick and couldn't read anymore. So I actually haven't read this since last Wednesday. This is Thursday. I haven't read in 8 days. And bearing in mind I only read for 2 days after being in a slump for like a week. Not good. If we cast our minds way back, like way back, when I just got into the Mortal Instruments series, I remember saying, I told you guys that I was just not getting into City of Ashes, and it was just not happening for me. I couldn't read it. Well, this month the first book I finished was City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I didn't read this book. I read, well, not this one, but Courtney lent me hers, so I read this edition, but the other book. But I just love these new covers, like they are beautiful. Don't know why my eyes got so wide, but you know, they're gorgeous, I love them. I'm not even going to bother telling you what it's about, everyone knows the Mortal Instruments, but I really did enjoy it in the end, and I'm desperate now to read City of Glass. I finished that one, it was good, that's all I have to say. The second book I finished in July was my gallery copy, or proof copy, of Unbecoming by Jenny Downham. I absolutely adored this book, you have no idea. This is the best book I have asked for a publisher for a copy of this year. It's a wonderful book, this, and I'd done a full 16-minute review of it. I'm hoping this video is under 10 minutes because I'm getting so fed up with myself. I'll link the review of this down below. It was amazing, I loved this, and I blame this book for the slump. I finished this and couldn't read anything else, so it's your fault. I love you, but it's your fault. The third and unfortunately the final book I read this month was The Time in Between by Nancy Tucker. And as you can tell, this is the book I started to post it with. although I started halfway through, so I just kind of guessed the ones. I just like skimmed to find the ones in the front. This is a non-fiction book, and it's a memoir. It's about Nancy Tucker. She's 21 at the moment, but from the age, well, let's sort of tell her life. It briefly describes growing up, but it describes a period from about 13, 14 to like current day, really. How she dealt with having anorexia, and then it goes on to like after she dealt with anorexia, then she ended up with bulimia, and it's just her story about how she dealt with that, what happened, her experiences, and it was really, really eye-opening. I don't want to say too much about it, it's a sensitive subject. You know, my thoughts on it are quite personal about it, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to trigger anyone. I don't want to, you know, I don't really want to divulge into what my actual like feelings about certain aspects were, like, you know, just things like that, just because it is such a sensitive subject. This is a very important book, and it was such a difficult read, which I also think contributed to my slump, because I've been trying to read it for ages, and I kept sort of stopping myself, and I was just like, no, I need to just, you know, as hard as it is, I need to read it, and I'm glad I did, but I'm also glad to see the back of it because of how, you know, intense, like it felt quite intense at points. Like there were points where I just couldn't put the book down because of what was going on, because I had to remind myself this actually happened to someone, and I couldn't go to sleep that night with that part of the book, like the, you know, where I was at currently. I wanted it to be somewhere lighter, somewhere better, and just, if you want to get into the minds of someone with anorexia or bulimia, you need to read this, because I understand it so much more. I understand the thought processes, and yeah, I can't really say much else about it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It was my first non-fiction book as well, so that's probably why it was a little bit more iffy. So those are the 3 books I read this month. I pray to God that I don't even believe in, that I can read more next month, because I cannot function on 3 books a month. I actually feel so lost. I used to read just 3 books a month anyway, with actually reading all the time, and I know I've only had 1 month of reading 6, but I was like 11 books behind on my Goodreads reading challenge. I checked it like 4 weeks ago, and it was like 12 books behind, and I was like, great, I'm now getting further behind. I don't even want to look at it. I really don't, because, oh dear, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I can't even finish. I started A Study in Scarlet because it's tiny, and I haven't finished it because part 2, he turns into Victor Hugo and starts rambling on crap that's not important and relevant to the book. But I don't feel like I can say I've read it if I skip to the parts about John Watson, so I don't even think I'm ever going to finish this, which is brilliant, but you know. Panic over. I need food and sleep and to go. So yeah, that's my wrap up. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I haven't even decided what I'm reading next month, so again, like I did this month, that's the problem. I didn't give myself a TBR for this month. I'm going to film a TBR, then I might actually be able to read some more. I will be back with my July book haul sometime soon. I might split it into 2 parts because I was doing really well. I had only bought like 5 books. It was brilliant. My acquired books this month have taken up an entire shelf. Yep. On that note, I'm gonna go. So please don't forget to leave a comment below, thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!